And I did not haul away for the first 3 years at all. We have not changed our prices in 5 years. I started really high, even though I didn't even haul away. And I know there's other very big businesses, very big business influencers that are very popular on YouTube, but a lot of them say, they're like, oh, what's the balance between work and family? And they're like, the secret is there's no balance. There's no work-life balance. Like there's a season where there's no balance.
What's up, Scoop Podcast? I'm your host, Erica Kruppen, and on today's episode, we're doing something a little bit different. For those of you that have been following my journey, it's been quite a journey, and I'm at the point now where I, myself, and a business partner, Trisha Dork, we have created a female community for small business owners, specifically female business owners. And this has been weighing on my heart so much. And Cathy has been a huge part of my journey. Since I've met Cathy has asked so many questions. She has not only asked questions, but she's poured into me. She is a Christian woman. She's a mom. She's a wife. She's a business owner that is tearing it up. She's fierce. And as much as she's been watching me, Cathy, I've truly been watching you, and you've been an inspiration to me. And something that really stuck out to me was when you had posted in one of the groups about incorporating faith into your business. And I remember seeing that. And at that moment, I remember I was struggling because I really wanted to start opening up and talking about my faith, but I was so nervous. And I was like, she's thinking about this as well. I have to start doing it. I have to. So that's why I wanted to bring you on, because you are an early part of this. She built that and all of it. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here with you.
I'm excited too. So I know a ton about you, but just in case the listeners did not get the chance to listen to it was our first interview. It was a few years ago.
Yeah.
Okay? At least two.
I think you said two. I'm shocked.
Yeah, at least 2 years ago. All right. So Cathy, give us your highlight reel. Who you are, your business, what you got going on.
Yeah, so we are in business 5 years. We just crossed over 5 years in July, so we're super excited. I have 3 technicians with me. They're full-time, and we are going into our busy season prepared. And we live in central Indiana, so we service a lot of central Indiana, Hamilton County, Madison County. And we have really gained a lot of loyal clients who are just going to bat for us online too. If anyone is asking for a service, they're always quick to put our name on there and just sing our praises. And I'm so excited because we've built this reputation of a 5-star service, excellent communication. I tell that to my technicians all the time. And it's so important that they know the business that they're working with. We're not trying to be in and out of these yards super fast. We're not trying to load them down with 40 and 50 yards. We do quality, we do conversation, and we let them know, take time, throw the ball, talk to the customers. Really build those relationships, because I'm not in the field as much anymore either. So they're kind of they're representing me. And so I kind of remind them, you're going to be kind of the face, and what they're feeling and how your interaction with them will be is a reflection of the company. And so I just try to give them, we talk daily, we text and talk to each other daily, and I just check in with them and make sure they're doing okay. And I want to pour into them so they're able to pour into the business and pour into the clients in that time. And even today, I was out at the park with my sons, and they don't have each other's phone numbers yet. Some of them are new, some of them have been on. I have another client, another scooper that went to another company to do tattooing. So he wanted, on a whim, he did say, he's pursuing his dream, but he also wanted to work with me too. But he couldn't give me a full 5 days. So I do have him on standby, but they had such a good relationship. They would constantly talk. So I have my new people in that we're going to, start, they will all have their phone numbers and start having communication. So just today, they were each saying let the other person know we're so proud of them and they're doing so good. Just having that on the day-to-day is so important, and they're building that culture for themselves, and I'm just kind of implementing it. So I'm really proud of the team that we have right now.
No, the last time we talked, I can't remember if you had staff yet.
I don't think so. I don't think so. It's still solo. Mm-hmm.
You were solo, and I kind of just want to set the framework. You started this business for your son.
Mm-hmm.
And it was his business. Then there was the drama, and that didn't work out. You took it over. At that time, had you ever been in a leadership role?
Never. Mm-mm.
Okay. So I want to talk about this. Being a mom, homeschooling your kids, growing a business, learning how to become a leader. Like there's so much that's happened in the past 2 years since we've
Yeah.
chatted. What was that like when you were going to hire your first team member? And you're very similar to me. You like to be in control, right?
Yeah.
So
It was kind of crazy. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't read any leadership books. I didn't look online for any type of leadership qualities or how to kind of bring on an employee. I had strangers, I had mom friends to kind of help me along the way too. And it worked for when it needed to for that season. And we honed on it much more intentional and stricter with like the background checks and all of that, not just throw someone in the field. It was kind of like bare bones in the beginning. I asked them like 2 or 3 questions. They were good with it. Okay, they are hired. Like it was not an in-depth process. It wasn't a couple-day process even. So over the years, we've gotten so much better with that. And that has helped us retain long-term employees too. Like that, taking the time to vet them well in the beginning was a huge game changer. So we just had to really tighten up that back end so we could have a strong forward-facing company.
so what was it like that first hire, right? Because you don't know what you're trying to hire. You're just like, I don't know, just come in here and like do everything that I do and make my life easier.
Yes. My first hire, I didn't even go on Indeed. I used Facebook like job groups. And so I had a girl come with me, and I think I was with her for 2 weeks, and I literally made her do every single yard with me, the bi-weeklies, the every other weeks, like the weeklies. Like I was so afraid to have them go without me. So it took me 2 weeks. They were with me for 10 hours every day, those 2 weeks, because I didn't want them to go off and not have any knowledge of what to do for a yard. I literally felt like I have to show you each yard, all the details of each yard. I had no manual. I had no video training, nothing like that. So they were just literally following me around for 2 weeks. And it was fun. Like I made it fun and light, but it was 10-hour days for 2 weeks. That particular girl, she stuck with me for 10 months.
Wow. Okay. What happened with her? Did you have to
She
let her
found,
go? She quit?
no, she was great. She found a work from home job for like $2 or $3 more than I was paying her, but she got to work from home. So I'm like, you can't argue with that. Like, I mean, that's a great deal. But she really, really helped launch the confidence of hiring someone. So I was really thankful for her. She knew I had never hired anyone. She was really, really gracious with me, and she was really one to build my confidence as a leader, I guess, too, because I would try to meet her up with coffee. I would try to do those meetings once a week or once a month and just give her a lot of gift cards, give her a lot of praise too, and just kind of get those skills going and just make sure she was my one and only. It was her.
Yeah.
And then I would go out and get the new people, but I would make sure she was taken care of all the time. If she needed time off, I'd jump in the field and do that, but always just make sure she's okay.
When she left, did you have somebody already hired or did you have to go back in the field?
No, so she was so sweet because she knew we were just like bare bones, like lean team, right? And so she gave me a month's notice. So I really appreciated that. So I was able to hire other people in that time, and she trained them. I did not have to go train them. She did all of it.
Was there a time where you were kind of growing this business where you didn't feel very confident, where you're like, I just feel like I'm failing?
In the beginning, I think, because I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, I had no uniform. I was going in there like shorts and a t-shirt and my boots, like very unprofessional. I had no signage on my car. But when we had posted our Facebook ad with my son, they knew what they were getting. They didn't expect a professional company. But as time had gone on, I kind of wanted to make it more professional as well. But no, I mean, I learned as I went, and I found your channel early on. So I was really mirroring what you were doing and just jotting down notes, like taking those little things and making each day better and each experience better for the clients. And I did not haul away for the first 3 years at all. Like it took me 3 years to find a place to find a dumpster. Like we own our own dumpster. So we had never hauled away until 3 years after. So I was able to make that customer experience a little bit better. So I was trying to always improve each time. And I was able to give them back. We have not changed our prices in 5 years. I started really high, even though I didn't even haul away. So I felt like it was my duty to say, hey, we got this extra thing for you. We could, bring you a more value, and we're not even going to raise the prices for it. But like now we can offer this service. And that actually tripled my business, just letting them know we can take it. So that was huge.
That's a huge thing. I know I've really struggled with it when I had to quit hauling the waste away. So what would you say to somebody that's kind of like on the fence? Like, should I take it? Should I not?
I feel like people are more residents, like clients, potential clients. I think they're more understanding. Like if you give them options and choices, I think they understand. Like there's take away, don't take away. If you take away, here's, you have to charge them $3 or $4, for the bag. I think if you give them options, they're okay with it. I don't think there's a right or a wrong answer.
No, I agree. I like that you say that because I think sometimes in business, I've went through this where I'm like, there has to be the right answer. What is the right thing to do? Am I doing the wrong thing?
Yeah.
As business owners, we get to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
What's right for us as a business owner? What's right for us as a woman? What's right for us as a mom?
Yes.
A family?
I think on one hand, I do appreciate the PSM group for that. I feel like they're kind of building a foundation of just actual having like the standard of here's like the basic things that should all happen across the board. And I really appreciate that because this industry, although people still don't know about it, I think it builds a really strong foundation of what should be expected. And you don't do it as like an unprofessional business. Like if you want to go level up, here's the standard, and you need to completely keep growing the standard and making it better.
Yeah, I get really frustrated when I see comments that it's like, you really have to do a background check. You're just scooping dog poop.
Mm-mm.
No, we're not just scooping dog poop. People are trusting us to provide a service. They've invested their hard-earned money. We're sending somebody to their house, to their safe space.
Yes. Yeah. When their kids are at their dogs. I mean, a lot of the times our clients, they might not talk to someone all day and they see us and like, that's their conversation. That's their interaction. And like, we have to provide that calm and safe encounter with them too, that they know this person is coming. I trust them. I don't even have to be home. A lot of these houses have cameras anyway, so it doesn't matter. But like they know, like you've said before, know, like, and trust you. And then they will hire the people that they know, like, and trust and feel safe with.
Absolutely. Now you're building a beautiful business and a good brand. I see your stuff all the time when you post in all the groups. How have you been balancing growing this business at the rate you have while still maintaining a home?
I've outsourced cleaning. So we have a maid that comes once a month. So that's been so nice. I outsourced a lot more when I was in the field. I'm home now, so I could do more. I could grocery shop. I could actually cook a meal. So it's been good. I feel like for that season, for those busy seasons, I was happy to delegate it out. And so I was used to having a maid come, once, twice a month. And so now that they don't come as much, I'm like, well, shoot, I could just hire them again. But like, why? So I needed them for that season. And so now I'm trying to build it and work on the business and really talk to the community about it and share our flyers and really do collaborations with groomers and vets and more interaction with them personally instead of just calling them or texting them like before because I couldn't physically go there. So now my goal is just to physically go there and get those relationships going. And I've talked to them before, but like going to bring them lunch or going to bring them coffee or anything that they want, like that's something that I could do. And I love doing that. The relationship part is easy for me.
Yeah, popping in and just being like, "Oh, hey, I brought you these donuts, or I brought you these cupcakes from my favorite bakery."
Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree.
Now, did you feel guilty when you were thinking like, "Oh, I need to have somebody clean my house"? Like,
Never.
never?
No. We were doing so much. I was so happy to outsource that.
I was cleaning. It was on a Sunday or maybe it was a Saturday, and I was talking to Will. William said something, and he was like, "Why aren't you making videos right now?" And I'm like, "I'm cleaning my house." And he was like, "Why don't you hire that out and make 5 videos today?" And I was standing in my kitchen, and I was like, "It really is that simple. Just hire it out." So I walked out to the garage. I said, "Josh, can I hire somebody to clean?" And he was like, "Yeah. Yes."
That's so awesome.
And I did, and I was just like, "Why was that so hard for me to let that go?" I hate cleaning.
I do too. But it's nice he was supportive. He didn't say, well, no, I don't want to waste the money. Like that's an investing time that you could be doing on other things. And my husband was very involved too. He made meals. He took care of the kids when I was out. Like he was very hands-on as well. So it wasn't just everything fell on me, and he works from home. So he was very easy to like take care of kids and take care of things, what needs to be done. So that was a huge help. If you have a spouse or a partner that is supportive and they can be hands-on and help, that's a game changer.
Yeah, my husband's definitely in there. It's cleaning's not really his role. Like he'll pick up here and there, but that was mainly like my deal. And I'm like, man, I have the guilt. Like I'm the one that should be cleaning. But then I got to thinking, I'm like, my husband doesn't feel guilty that Brian, my wonderful landscaper here, is here every Tuesday taking care of our yard. My husband, there's zero guilt. So I shouldn't have any either. My next step is to actually outsource laundry. That's what I wanna get to next.
Yes. I've seen that. So we think we're kind of like the underground business. I think that is going to be coming to be very popular. I've heard a couple of companies come around and that's becoming more acceptable and mainstream, I feel like. And I love that idea. I think it's fantastic.
It
Hi,
is.
Jeff.
Hey, Jeff. There's, Kristen in our She Built That group. She's actually local here in Livonia to me, and I seen her stuff pop up, and I reached out to her, and I'm like, "This is a wonderful business idea."
Yes, it's really great. I have seen other local moms start to do kind of similar things with the laundry. Like you leave the dirty stuff out, they return it when it's clean. This mom was doing car seats. I was like, that's genius. So she started making a business for car seats, like the child car seats.
Yeah. I've never actually touched one because I don't have babies, but I've heard they're disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, if you're in your car a lot and you're transferring kids all the time and you're eating in like they're eating in there and drinking, but like those my point is those service businesses are becoming the norm, I feel like. And then as much as you could outsource things, it's going to be more acceptable.
I agree. Jeff has a question. Wants to know, do you reschedule on rain days or work in the rain?
If it is pouring and lightning, I tell my staff to just hold off and hang out in the Starbucks, go take a break, go hang out in the car. Like they do not go out. If it's like lightly drizzling, spitting, like they still will go out. But I always tell them, I'll message them. I'm like, hey, if you want to just take a break, that's totally fine. Some of them have been out in the pouring rain. They're like, it's totally fine. I want them to know, like, I'm not going to be like a brow beater, like get out there in the rain. So as long as they know, like, I want you to go out at your comfort level, but the rain here in central Indiana, it might pour for 2-3 minutes and be done. Like it's really quick. There's not a bunch of storms all day. You kind of have to wait it out.
I agree. Very similar. Like it'll rain. It's here and there. There's probably maybe 5 days out of the year where it's like a torrential downpour. But other than that, it rains and then it stops. And if my staff needs to go home and change because for whatever reason, everybody lives super close. I'm like, go home, change. Like you
Yeah.
said, pause for a minute and get back. Because anytime I have canceled for weather, for the most part, the weather passes in like an hour or two. And I'm like, the whole day was wasted.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes too, I've had staff have to wait for 30-40 minutes. And that's totally fine. They're still getting paid. I just let them know, like, that's not important to me that you're going to be drenched and uncomfortable and you can't do anything with it anyway. So to me, I want them to know as their boss or manager that I'm okay with them staying out of it. I don't want them to be uncomfortable. This does not have to be like a super serious, like clock in, clock out, get out there. Like, no, I allow a lot of grace with them.
Actually, that's a good topic. So when you add grace, what is like the start times? Are you pretty flexible with start times?
They could start whenever they want between 8 and 9. They just know that obviously you can't just quit in the middle of a shift. I've had that happen, but I let them know like the route has to be completed. So however long it's going to take you, that has to be done because they're expecting you. And if you don't get done, then you're going to have like 20 plus the other people from the next day. You're going to have more 40. You want 40 people on your route that day, or 20. So
Yeah. You want to work the weekend too? Because that's the other thing. We'll talk about the weather and be like, do you want to work this Saturday? Because that's what's going to have to happen.
right.
What do you want to do?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good reminder for them too. Everyone who's going to have to shift a day if that day doesn't work then.
What would you say as a leader something that you do really, really well?
I think I'm too nice. I think I give a lot more grace than need be. Like my husband is very good at operations and direction, and like he really does a lot of the things in the back end, and he keeps like the spreadsheet of really what's going on. And he's like, Cathy, you should have had these conversations weeks ago or months ago, and this is what's going on. I'm like, I don't know how to tell them. Like I tell them what I want them to do, but I don't know how to tell them sternly with I'm scared they'll just like leave. So I think I give them a lot of grace, a lot of chances. And then I end up, breaking down like, here's really what we need you to do. Here's the KPI, what I need you to do a little later than should be. But I try to do it as easy as possible, like and as calm as possible.
Yeah. Are you having these conversations in person, over the phone, text message?
It's both. It'll be like a conversation, like texting or a call on the phone. And then I'll say, well, I will retrain you, or I'm going to meet with you. We'll go over what's going on. Like, I just want to see what's happening, because they do a good job. I'm just like, what's the whole, like, why is this lagging, or what is the problem here? And so I'll watch them and I'm like, okay, now I know you're holding the rake this way and it's going to hurt your wrist, or like very minor things. And so when I'm with them, I can say, okay, let's change that. How does that make you feel? Is that more comfortable for you? Oh yeah, okay. So that being, if they're more comfortable, they're going to work faster. So I don't know. It's fine tuning the little things, what they're doing.
Do you feel confident as a leader now?
A little bit more. Yes, I do. I feel like I have imposter syndrome too sometimes. Like when I talk to people about what we're doing, and now I'm on the other side of actually being in the field, and I'm like, oh, I'm the owner, or I'm this. I'm like, that's so weird to say. Like it hasn't registered in my head yet.
Now, do you have an office?
Our home office.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were looking to get an office just for like the Google listing and having like the actual address. And we would like to just own the property just for an investment. But no, we have our home office, and then we have a commercial yard that we park the dumpster and the trucks in. So it's very independent. I don't see my staff day to day. They could always reach me anytime, but they're really very independent, and they have the keys and they pick up the truck and put it back when they're done.
Now, do you do staff meetings with them?
We do once a month. I did twice. So this was interesting. The staff I had before, I tried to meet with them twice a month or once a week. And then I asked them, because some of them had multiple jobs, and I'm trying to not hold them back from, having to leave at a certain time. So I asked them, I said, what is your comfort level? Because I'm kind of ruining their routine at that point, because they have a routine they want to get going. So I said, would it be okay, if we met twice a month or once a month? What is it good for you? And they said, honestly, if we meet once a month, that's fine. I was like, okay, great. That gets me off the hook. But we are constantly always talking, but physically we don't need to meet all the time. So if there's important things, I definitely tell them. Like I have a beginning message on Monday. Every Monday morning, they get a text message from me, a funny meme or a picture to brighten them up. Friday, they get the same thing, a Friday funny dog picture, but always constantly talking. But I don't see them a whole lot. But I was glad to get their feedback, like, because they're the ones that are doing this. So I was like, what is going to work for you? And I know, like, I'm the boss, I can make the rules, I need to see you all the time, but I really don't. So if they are okay with it and they don't feel like, well, I'm just sitting in my chair in the office and doing nothing, like they don't think that at all. And I do tell them what we're working on behind the scenes. So I just let them know, you're part of our team. What your opinion is matters also. So what is your opinion? What works for you? We'll all work together and accommodate everyone, kind of.
Yeah. I really had a hard time with difficult conversations, being able to be direct, right? Be able to have those conversations, convey what's going on without feeling bad or talking around in circles. And I decided I was going to start doing team meetings every Friday, and it was just Charles and I. And at this time, I had my office out in Northville, but it was so far away that it was like to drive out there was nonsense for the staff. So even though I had that, I told Charles, I said, we got to start having staff meetings, and we would have them in my garage. I'm like, great. I'm paying $1,800 a month for an office space, and we're back in my garage. Love this for us.
Yeah,
But the coffee in the morning, because I asked them, "How do you like your coffee? What donuts do you like?" Just having that ready and having those conversations, it actually made it easier for me to be able to have the good and the bad conversations because we had that open, like, face-to-face contact, and then I could say, "How was your week? Tell me what happened?" I would write everything down and then say, "How can I help you? Like, how can I help you this week to make things better?"
I love that. That's awesome.
It's been so good, and so, like, we do this every Friday at 7:30 AM. I leave my house at, like, 6:50 to go get donuts. It's crazy at Dunkin' Donuts. I gotta find a new place to go, and, yeah, I just ask them all the questions, and they come prepared. Like, they know that they need to tell me stuff that maybe it wouldn't translate good in text message or they forgot to message me, and I get to, like, see their face, and as a leader, selfishly, I needed that because I was becoming so lonely in this business because we don't. This
Hmm.
business can operate so smoothly without seeing anybody that I was like, I felt so disconnected.
Yeah. That's very true. And to do it weekly is such a nice touch too. And if that is what works for your team and they love that, like that's awesome. Like every team is so different. So that's the nice thing too. There's no right or wrong way. It's like you get to do it how you want to do it. We meet up at a coffee place right by the yard. I call it the yard. So we meet up right there and they have each truck has a company card for their gas. So I say, grab the card, grab the truck. I'll meet you there. Grab a treat, a donut, whatever you need. And we hang out there for 30 minutes. And the same thing, I just check in, see how you're doing. It's not like, we're going to talk business the whole time. It's more just like, how are you doing? What are you doing? What's going on? Who's celebrating what? And that kind of connection to it's not a serious meeting whatsoever. Because a lot of the times, if it is serious, I will talk to them in person and I'll just meet them wherever they are and we'll get that taken care of. But that they've been with me for a while now, so it's kind of few and far between those serious talks. So now it's just kind of like fun and happy.
I love that, and I love to be able to, like, learn about them and, like, ask questions about their kids. Like, one, I'm like, You got a hot date this weekend? Like, what do you got going on?" Like,
Oh
I'm all
yeah,
nosy, wanting to get in.
I know. Sometimes I ask too, I'm like, I don't know if this is a past their boundary with a boss. Like I kind of forget like that they consider me as their boss. And I'm just like, for me, they're like a friend. Like we work together as a team. And I always tell them like, I will hop on the field. It's not just me in the office and no one else. Like we all are working together to domino effect whatever happens.
It's funny, I have a sick technician today, and I needed to go out in the field, and I had the interview with Mark, and I'm like, "Alright, afterwards, I gotta go out and go scoop." I don't even have a bucket because I haven't scooped in so long. I had no supplies in my truck, and I texted Christine. I was like, "Hey, by any chance, do you have an extra bucket? Because I don't have any." She's like, "Erica, I got it. Don't worry about it."
She took his route that day.
She took what she could, and
Okay.
we're gonna move the rest of it over to Saturday and to tomorrow.
That is so awesome. That's amazing.
I know, I was like, "Oh, man," like,
That's a
it's
good
ha
definition.
it's happening, because it's like when we start, we just don't really know, and the first couple technicians are a little rough because they didn't really get the best version of us, and then as you start to pour into your team and you start to, like, love on them, then stuff like that happens where they're like, "No, you don't need to come out here. I know you're working on what you're working on. I got this."
Yeah. But just also on the flip side, the fact that she knew you were going to try, you were going to put forth the effort and not just be like, I'm going to load you down with 10 more people. Like you actively were trying. And the fact that she was like, don't worry about it, that proves that you've been an excellent leader. And for her to have that confidence to be like, no, I can do it for you. It's totally fine. And you can make those adjustments, which
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah, I was like, "I'm gonna go out there just so I can get some content. I gotta give the people what they want."
Yes, that's how we got to know you. It was so great to see all of that. I was like, she's in the trenches with us. We're going out together.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what I was thinking, because I wanna record content, like, what I'm going through now, but it's like, what, we're just gonna hang out in my bedroom? It's boring. I don't know, I'm still trying to figure that part out, but I was hype. I was like, I started to record a video today. I'm like, "We're gonna go out and scoop this yard," and then she was like, "No." So the video that's gonna come out, 2 Wednesdays from now, it's you're just gonna hang out with me a little bit. It's gonna be a real letdown. Sorry, I didn't go scoop, but I didn't wanna waste the footage, so I was like, I'll just post it."
You could have just took 1 or 2 off her route and just gone and done like one just for the footage.
I would have
But
had to drive to the office. I would have had to go get a bucket or go hunt her down to find an extra one.
that's true. I do remember you said that.
So, well, it's cool. I'm really happy of where you're at in business. I'm excited to see where you're going to be at. I don't know, a year from now, 5 years from now. But I kind of want to circle to the faith part because you're a Christian woman and this is very important to you and in your family. And the fact that you were trying to figure out how can you incorporate this into your business? Like, what was your mindset when you were thinking that?
I kind of wanted to post it on the interview page, not the interview page, like the job posting, like faith-based company or business. And then I think I did that first and for a while, but then it turned away people, I feel like, or people started to feel like attacked because they weren't that. And like you can get people saying, well, if I'm not that, can I not work with you? I'm like, so I didn't know. Like I tried it for a very short time and I'm like, I don't think this is the right route or the wording I should be using. I think afterward, like when I hired them, I do tell them like while we're training, like we're a faith-based company. This is what we show respect both ways. We're a team, we're a team, we're doing this. So I think like my language and what I was putting out to them and our expectations was kind of what a Christ-like business would look like. So I don't really throw it in their face or anything. I just say this is kind of what our reputation is. This is what we are representing. So they know what kind of to expect, I guess. And they know like we have their back. If we have excellent communication between each other, like I will have their back and vice versa. So I just try to say, we like to treat each other with how we would want to be treated. So even those small, like little language and the small things I say, they might not know that's Christian, but they know this company is different from others I've worked with.
Yeah, it's rooted. Like it's rooted in biblical principles and that's where your foundation is going to come from. And I really when you posted that, it really got me thinking cuz right around that time I remember somebody had made mention of a smoothie bar. Okay. There's a bunch of smoothie bars around here, like whatever. But I was looking on their website and it had verse of the month on their website. I said, "Oh, okay." So I clicked on it. I watched it. I watched the YouTube video that they had attached to it. And I told my husband, I said, "Hey, listen, after church on Sunday, you want to go up to this company up here? I want to go check it out." We walked in, all the staff they had crosses on their necklaces. We walked in, smile on their face, we got to talking, we had great relationship, we had great conversation, great smoothie. And I asked them about it. I said, "Hey," I said, why did you decide to put that out publicly?" And he said, "Why not? Why
That's so
not?"
powerful. Why not? That's so powerful.
It was, and I was like, okay, I like it." And so I started incorporating, not like shoving it down anybody's throat, but just, "Oh, what'd you do this weekend?" I went to church on Sunday. This is what we did. How about you?" And just kind
Mhm.
of and like leading by example, even cleaning up my language. I have a foul mouth. And I have truly been trying to like clean it up because I'm like, okay, I'm out here F-bombing this and saying the B word and this, that, and the third. And then what happens if I accidentally get wild at church and I start dropping some serious language? Like I would be very embarrassed because it's not appropriate. I don't think it's very proper.
Yeah, agree.
So why act like this 6 days out of the week? So that's kinda what I've been kinda working on a lot.
I know, I think In-N-Out Burger, they have the verses on the bottoms of their wrappers or something like that. I remember we don't have one here, but I remember someone saying that like they show that as well. So funny that you do mention that because there are a couple lawn care companies that do, I think two, that have Bible verses on the back of their windows. Like they write it as like those window markers. Like they can wash it off and put it back on, but they have those on the back of their windows. And that caught my attention. So I immediately called them and I was like, as a business owner, I just want to say I commend you for doing that. Like that is awesome. Like that is so cool. So we had a long conversation and we have a good relationship now with, between businesses. But then there was another girl just recently got out of corporate. She was going to be creating a pup bus. So like you literally have this giant bus, picks up your dog from your house. They go get a pup cup and they go run on these 4 acres. And so like on the bottom of her website, she has these Bible verses. I was like, this is awesome. So I immediately had to text her and say, whoever you are, like, I just commend you for this, because that is so, it's brave, it's powerful, and that just shining your light. And like, that's the type of business that people are going to be getting involved in and having their pups go to. And she's like, thank you so much for saying that. I was worried about it, but she's like, it's so strong for me that I wanted to add that. And it was a small verse. There's nothing big on her website, but I was just like, that's so cool, because I think faith-based businesses will find each other. So like, there's little things you can do, and then you can just like build those relationships or just have those conversations. You know who you're working with, you know what type of person you're going to be dealing with at that point. So we have a really good working relationship, because we have a lot of crossover, clearly, because she has a pup bus, but I think it's awesome. Like, I feel like I'm seeing more and more of people being brave and sharing that they're Christian, that this is what their business represents. And I love seeing that more often.
Me too. And I really think that it helps too in the times where, business is hard, and there's times where you don't want to be very Christian-like. Like, you want to get down and nasty. How would you say staying committed to your faith has directed you to continue to act Christian-like and not kind of stoop down to lows that you could potentially go down?
Yeah, I've had that happen a couple of times, and I don't really hold back. I'm very black and white. I'm very in your face. Like, I don't really beat around the bush. Sometimes I have to hand the phone to my husband and like have him do it. But literally, like, I have to be like, I know I did not do a wrong, and they're accusing us of doing a wrong thing. And I just have to be like, okay, I'm sorry. Like, let them be like, vent, get it out, and then just apologize and move on. Like, they could be mad at really something else, but they're going to unload it on me. So I've had to bite my tongue and be like, we have the camera footage, we have the GPS tracking that this didn't even happen. Like, we have proof that we did what we said we were going to do. And she's, going off on me, but I just have to say, here's what we have. I'm so sorry this happened. We will do better next time. Here's a free scoop or whatever. But I just have to take it and know maybe that's not really for me personally.
Yeah, because like you said, you don't know what people are going through. Everybody's walking a different path and going through different situations. And I think as we grow as business owners, I don't know about you, but in the beginning, I took everything personally. Like, any complaint, any issue, any wrong saying, it was literally like they were punching me in the face and in the heart. It's a little different now, 7 years later. I'm like, okay, they're having a bad day, whatever. They're not going to ruin my day. That's not happening.
You grow thicker skin.
When was there a turning point for you where you went from, this is devastating, my whole business is going to fall apart, when something happened, to, okay, it's a Tuesday, whatever, we're going to move on?
Yeah, maybe like 2 or 3 years in. I think after I started hiring people, and I was not involved as much. I think it was easier because I wasn't in the field.
Yeah, you're separated a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. I'm very much separated from it now, where I could roll things off the back of my back, and that's fine.
What was your hardest year in business?
Definitely last year. Last year was hard only because we had a lot of personal things going on as well. Like I said, we had really tightened up our onboarding and our tech background checks. And I thought we did a good job, but we clearly did not, because we had such bad technicians last year. And a lot of times I had to call family just to help me just get through that day or that week, and just to get those clients taken care of, because our clients had no idea. Like, to them, it all ran smoothly. They had no clue. And it was just like a dumpster fire with these technicians that I had. And so that was super traumatic. And I really wanted to be done with the business. And we've had people quit in the middle of a route, quit in the middle of the night, not give me any notice, not show up. And there's like 100 houses to do between 2 people. So I really had to lean in on my family and friends, and they really did come alongside and help for that very short temporary time. And I was so thankful and grateful for them. I was literally like telling them my woes, and they're like, hey, whatever you need, like we will be there to help you. And I was like, thank you so much. And this was in the busy season, in the winter months, like spring rush, like, and on top of that, our Google business went down. Like everything that we were prepared to like launch us very quickly last year crumbled at the worst time, at the busiest time. So everything went bad. So all summer we've been prepping for this spring rush, and we are all set to go. We have everything in place now that it will be much more smooth. But last year was definitely a very difficult year. And the tweaks and the things that we've tightened up for the onboarding process for the technicians has been a game changer. Like I thought we had good background check before, like this, they have to go through 3 and 4 layers before we even onboard them now. Like it's a lot more to their process.
How many people do you plan on hiring for Spring Rush?
Ideally, I would like to have, so I liked Will's idea. Like they just have people, they might have people go out on Sundays too, but I'm not going to do that. But I would just have Saturdays be open for the new people. But going to do